trying to pick this up. YouTube's good. Oh, yeah.
Sweet. We're good.
All right.
Get them.
Welcome, everybody, to the 034 Motorsport 0BS live chat. We're here to discuss all your Volkswagen, Audi 034 Motorsport questions, anything you'd like to know. Please put your questions into the comment field of the social media browser of your choice. We're currently on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Just be warned, we're here to answer topical questions. So we're going to deprioritize update questions or questions about when certain things are going to be done. Don't be offended if we don't get to those questions. Our goal is to engage with questions that we can actually answer and give definitive responses to. Oh, and I'm Javad Shadzi.
Oh, yeah.
Nate Stewart.
What a guy.
I think I do this every week in some different order.
Yeah.
It's just a stream of consciousness.
Very unscripted manners.
Looks like we have questions rolling in, so let's get started. Let's jump into it. What is the weekly pulley ratio question? What is the largest pulley ratio you guys allow for your Stage 2 E85 file on CREC 3.0T? I did not see the specifics on the website.
I will confirm that on the website, or we'll need to get that added to the website if it's not there already. Generally, it will be a single pulley upgrade, so it'll be either our upper pulley or a 179 millimeter lower pulley. It would be considered the normal Stage 2 pulley ratio.
Yeah.
But if it's not on the website, it should be. I'll confirm that.
Why do you guys use neodymium magnets on your drain plugs instead of ferrite or alnico? Because neo magnets have more magnetic energy per unit of size or weight, so we can pack in more magnetism there, a stronger magnet. We have not seen that the operating temps reduce the magnetism substantially. So no, it's the right material. We've tested this extensively. It's nothing new. Did a data log, and I am seeing timing corrections ranging from -0.75 up to -4.125. Not isolated to any one cylinder. 30,000 miles on plugs, 80,000 miles on coils. New plugs and coils help get this closer to zero? Question mark.
It would be good if we knew what vehicle, what tune, what fuel you're on. I'd say on like 91 octane, that's pretty normal range of corrections. I wouldn't even bat an eye at that if you're getting some active corrections up to about 4 degrees. That's pretty normal across the board. Generally, plugs, if they're working, are not going to affect timing corrections in any way like
or
that.
Coils,
unless they're way out of temperature range or something like that on some high output tune. But most setups, no, it's not going to make any difference. Coils certainly won't affect it. It's either sparking or it's not. It's not going to be like a sparking in a way that will create more knock or not. So no.
Yeah, you're well within a normal and healthy timing correction. And we spoke about this a few weeks ago. There is this fascination out there with people thinking that zero timing corrections is best. And there's plenty of tunes out there that neuter the safety features and functionality of the ECU so that it basically never corrects. That's not a good thing. The timing corrections are there to help the ECU optimize timing on any given combustion event or fuel type, temperature, all different kinds of environmental conditions. So, there is a range that's concerning, and the amount of correction you could get would be potentially pointing to a different problem. But and you're welcome to do some logs and send them to us.
Yeah, definitely send them to us if there's any questions.
But this is a good, normal, healthy range, and that's what you paid us for, to have good, healthy timing correction functionality. And so that means the ECU is trying to optimize the timing and pushing the timing as far as is safe, and then bringing it back to a safer level if it determines that's not going to be, the safe thing from a detonation or model DGT standpoint, or various performance metrics that the ECU is tracking. But this idea that you want to get it to zero or closer to zero is just not.
Yeah, I mean, it's ideally it's close to zero, but it's not. I mean, some activity is going to be very normal on pump fuel.
Up to -4 is not. I mean, -4 degrees is not a lot of time.
Yeah, if you do a pulse stock, you'll see that similar amounts of corrections on a stock file in almost every situation.
Yeah, something like 10, 15 degrees consistently. That's a lot more. And I know there's
or if you've got a single cylinder that's just consistently staying high all the time, that's something to certainly look into. They followed up. Looks like it's a Mark 7 Stage 1 93 octane. So yeah, I wouldn't consider this abnormal.
No, not at all.
Again, if you feel it's more than I don't know what you would think is normal, you can always send it in. We can look at it through customer service. So it'd be tuning at 0, or you'd submit it through your SPI app.
So if you hadn't heard, sounds like you may have heard up to 6 times. Our Black Friday sale did start today.
Okay.
It is now live on the site. Apparently, we had some email system issue, and we sent the email out a bunch of times to some people. So sorry about that. Never our intention. If you received the email 6 times, we're sorry. Definitely not anything we would want to do on purpose. So the goal is to send each person 1 email to inform them. So, but it seems like every year we got to screw up the Black Friday email. Last year we sent them all out at the same time, and it crashed the website. So.
Oh, there was some hook back that was just bringing the site to its knees that didn't need to be there. That we had to go in and brute force out of it.
Yeah,
that was fun.
But the sale is live. I'll discuss more details in a minute. But go check out the site if you've been wanting something from our sites. Now's the time to grab it.
Yep.
B9.5 SQ5 at the dealer for new short block piston skirt issue. Any parts to replace, services you recommend while the engine is out. 50,000 miles. Previous customer got long blocks, but not anymore. It's tough, being that you're at the dealer. But yeah, I would say rods, pistons, head studs.
Right.
That would be the way to go. But the dealership's not going to touch that, obviously.
So are they doing short blocks now? I guess.
That's what he's saying that.
He's now getting short. I'm sorry, I missed that part of the beginning.
Which makes sense. There's nothing wrong with the heads or anything like that. You don't need to change those.
I mean, you can have them maybe take a peek at your rocker arms if you're concerned about those.
Yeah, that's true.
They literally have to take all the cams and stuff out anyway to pop the heads off.
Yeah, and there's some updates on those parts too. So yeah, I would definitely recommend bringing up the rocker arms. That's a great point. If they would install our 11 mil head studs, that would be nice.
Yeah, if they're up first.
That would kind of future-proof you for pushing up to a stage 3. But yeah, and then again, the dealership's not going to want to do any of our stuff. So I think it's good that you're getting your short block replaced under warranty. That's good to hear. Yeah. They're probably not going to want to do any other aftermarket parts, though.
No. But yeah, have them look at the rocker arms.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one to get in there.
Mark 8 GTI Stage 1 low torque. I have a Sachs clutch now that I have the clutch able to hold more torque, thinking of switching to the normal Stage 191. Is there any risk to the engine with the increased torque?
I don't know that we've seen anyone with any issues, even on the stock clutch, on the especially on a 91 octane file. But yeah, no. You could run the full torque file on the stock clutch just fine.
Yeah. This is all, I think, Mark 7 fears.
Yep. It's there as an option. If you choose to run, you want to run a little less torque output, that's fine. But it's not required in any way. Yeah. So no, you'll be fine. No issues at all. The 91 Stage 1 is literally our lowest full torque file we have. So you're good to go. We've run full Stage 2 E85 on the stock clutch.
Do you guys ever floor your vehicles after a cold start?
What?
I mean, we've talked about this before. Newer cars are such that it's not recommended, but it used to be you had to warm your car up. So newer cars, you can start it and accelerate hard, right. From a cold start. It's just the oil is not up to temperature. The viscosity and everything of the oil may not be enough to protect the motor as much as when it's warm. But if it's an emergency and if you got to do it, you can. I mean, it's just probably not a good thing to do repeatedly long term. But I'm not sure what the context is there, but it's not going to blow up your engine the first time.
No, we don't start the car and then go to red line and sit there and.
No, I generally would go down the street at least a little bit, warm it up for a minute or so.
That said, I mean, there are. I think we probably talked about this last time. Like an OEM car will basically go from cold start to full red line in some examples on like the hybrids. So if you have like an A3 e-tron is one example I know of that I've driven that did this, where if you're on full battery, just cruising out of town, stone cold, and you need to accelerate quick, if you stomp it, it just literally starts and the engine goes to red line and just there's nothing in between. It's stone cold motor and it's just pinned. So yeah, that was cringy, but not something I'd recommend. But the OEM seemed to think it was okay.
I remember when the Corrado G60s came out, there was like a light on the dash that would stay on until like the oil temps were a certain amount.
Oh, it had like the blue oil or something. It was like a blue oil gauge.
I feel like it was a yellow light or a red light that would go out.
And a lot of the new cars have the RPM will you'll have a reduced rev limiter for a period of time or temperature until everything's up to temp.
But there is oil in the motor, and the ECU does a very good job of fueling a stone cold motor, so you can do it, and the cars do allow for it. Do you guys still provide Stage 3 kit for the S4 B8.5? I think we do, but we may have taken it down.
Those turbos got to be like a nightmare.
During COVID, getting those turbos was very difficult. I feel like we may have taken it down just because it was taking us like way too long to get turbos.
Yeah, I don't know that we have it anymore.
Just search like KO4.
We got the inlet pipes, but I don't think we have the full kit anymore.
Yeah, I think we did discontinue that, unfortunately. I mean, we were still selling like 4 or 5 a year, but the people that would order them would have to wait a long time.
And we had no control over that. That was just we were at the mercy of any Borg Warner turbos that coming to the market.
Yeah, I honestly wonder if anyone has those turbos. Yeah.
No, nothing on there.
Got my RS Plus injectors. What's the biggest challenge from a software engineering perspective with managing and porting the files between different box codes and having good QA? Oh, very detailed question.
Time is just where we determine we've done the QA necessary, and we're in a good place for every iteration we've come across. So there's not really a big challenge with those injectors for us to get them dialed in and calibrated. It's just just however much testing we can knock out ahead of time. The actual porting and stuff isn't too big of a deal once the initial work's done.
Yeah. And the bigger injectors are more of a challenge under light load conditions and cold starting and things like that.
Right. And the actual calibration of them to begin with is, you've got some other challenges you're dealing with. It's you're threading a smaller needle on the light load and real low fuel demand areas.
Mm-hmm. 8VS3, how necessary is an intercooler for stage 2 if the car is only driven aggressive on the street? I'd say it's necessary if you want to drive aggressively on the street, yes. If you're just gonna putt around lightly on the street or just kind of squirt through one gear here and there, then you could probably get away with the stock intercooler, but your intake temps are going to get high, especially accelerating through multiple gears. So not ideal. I would just stay stage 1 if that's what you were looking for. I think stage 2 is required intercooler.
Yep. Generally, all of the optional or recommended mods from stage 1 become required on stage 2.
Yeah, and the thing is, when we require a mod, it's not because you have to have it. It's because we specify that in the tuning and the calibration assumes that an intercooler will be there.
Yep.
And that's a big difference. Could we have developed a stage 2 file for the stock intercooler? Yeah, we could have, but we didn't.
No.
So the stage 2 file that we developed is for an intercooled vehicle. That's why it's required. And whenever we require something, it's less about whether you need it or not, and it's more about the calibration needs it. We assumed you're going to have it. We're telling you you need to have it. I'm trying to think of an analogy, but it's I don't know. It's like if you sign up for a snowboarding a winter wonderland vacation, and we require you to bring a snowboard, it means one of the activities on this winterland vacation is going to be you snowboarding. So you better freaking bring a snowboard, otherwise you're not going to be able to have a winterland vacation.
Yep. Or you're baking a cake and you need all the ingredients to make a cake. Like it's if you want the end result that we've calibrated
Well,
for.
that's a good example. So if we're going to publish a cake recipe, and we're going to specify whether it's a chocolate cake or whatever, it's the ingredients are going to specify how much sugar you're going to need. So it's baked into the recipe is a big intercooler, and that's why you need it. If you choose to run a stage 2 file without the intercooler, we are not responsible. It means our calibration is no longer optimized. You're going to, at minimum, not get the performance benefit of our stage 2 tune. Worst case scenario, you could damage your car because what we're doing is too much for a stock intercooler. All right, I don't think we've ever specified that and what that nuanced, and I think that should be helpful for people.
Yeah.
B9.4 seems there's a bug in the TCU gear display on the dash. If I manually downshift when the car reaches its own threshold for downshifting, it will downshift 2 gears from what the dash says.
I don't know that I've ever seen that. We don't change any of that logic, so that would be... I've never seen a dash display a gear that the car is not in currently. Other than in a Toyota I drove once.
Yeah, I'd just say maybe shoot support an email. See if...
or see if you can... see if you can like capture it in video or something too. Like that doesn't sound plausible the way I understand how these messages come through from the TCU. I mean, it may just be that it is kicking down 2 gears if that's what it's doing.
Will 034 become a Syvecs dealer, or how should I go about buying a Syvecs controller for my B8 to pair with my MPI kit? We will offer a complete kit. No need to worry about that. As you can see currently, we offer a broad variety of complete kits with everything you need. We won't send you off on a wild goose chase. So hang tight. We will release a complete kit with everything you need, with the right controller and everything ready to go.
Yep.
Will we ever get... This is kind of an update question.
No. This one?
Number 1?
Yeah. It's definitely not an update question.
Oh, okay. Do we already have it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Someone's asking, will we ever get a live reading interface on the 034 app? That's weird.
That's been there since day one, so I'm not sure what you're missing or what you're not seeing. But no, we have live gauges or data views. We have data logging, which will also show you the live data stream from the ECU. So it's all been there since day one.
I mean, what else would we even have?
Yeah, I know. It's there.
If there's an interface,
we have gauges. We have data logging. We have data view. You can view it. You can log it. You can review it afterwards.
The app is like a dashboard. It's live. It's real time.
Yep.
Whatever is happening in the car is happening on there. There would be nothing else for us to have on a dashboard.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's technically the log viewer, but that's going to be a graph that you can.
Yeah, maybe we're missing something. So do a follow up if
Yep.
We missed it. Would you make a larger diameter inlet for the S34 S6 S7 intake silicone hose? Yeah, so we are working on a larger turbo inlet for that application, and that turbo inlet will use a larger diameter inlet. So the new updated inlets will have new hoses that go to the air filter, to our Twinkie air filter, as it's so affectionately called. Yeah, it does look like a Twinkie. It's not any worse than the Africa plate or any of the other ones.
For the,
it's the one. It's the big filter with the two inlets.
The Twinkie,
and it's shaped like a Twinkie.
No,
So,
I got it now.
I'm surprised the Millennial and Gen Y engineers even knew what Twinkies were, but apparently it's
We'll have to do like a tan version at some point for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's never gonna get a cream filling. Sorry. Will we get an EA839 built bottom ends stage 3 RS injector file, meaning more power for built engines?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some room. There's not a lot of headroom. We've talked about this in the turbos that are out there. There's certainly some for a little bit more mid-range, but the turbos are pretty much done as it is.
Are we currently offering any files like that?
We don't have anything published yet.
No, we haven't. There's no production files.
No.
But we do know what the differences are. We do know where those, benefits, as Nate said, they're not huge because the turbos are pretty much tapped out. The top end of the turbo is tapped out, but where the torque peak is, we can increase that because of the stronger bottom end.
Yep.
But that's just going to get you some more mid-range. Not going to increase peak horsepower necessarily. Peak torque will go up. But yeah, we'll release more of that. For now, the Stage 3 RS Plus files are optimized, and you should start with that. I'm confused. How much is the B9.5 Stage 1 ECU and TCU tune? It should be pretty clear on our website if you go to the product page, but currently priced at $722.50 for Stage 1 ECU and TCU, and our flashing dongle is $148.75. Hey fellas, hope you guys had a great weekend. Sorry if this was covered in a previous video, but what's your thoughts on the RS5 Comp versus the regular RS5? Is it worth paying the extra money? I'm not super familiar with it, other than it comes with kind of a fixed suspension.
The suspension upgrade is pretty. People have commented that is. I don't know what defining what's worth it is going to be hard.
I've heard good things about the suspension, and it comes with like ceramic brakes. I
don't know if those are optional or not, but yeah, the tune is a little bit spicier, but nothing wildly so compared to like a Stage 1.
Nothing like our tune. No.
Yeah.
Adjustable coilovers.
Yeah, but they're manually adjustable for valving.
Probably like
so
KWs or something.
Yeah, they're not like dynamic.
Yeah, it comes with KW variant 4s, which is a very nice suspension.
Yeah.
Slightly retuned TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the price difference is. I would say up to $5,000 could be worth it.
I think it's quite a bit more than that.
A bit more, yeah.
Well, in the used market, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But you could definitely spend that money better at 034 Motorsport.
Right.
On a regular, quote-unquote, regular RS5.
Yep.
$5,000 would go a long ways in our catalog. It could substantially increase the power past that. You could do our springs and sway bars. It's a very good handling setup, really nice riding. You might even have a little bit left over for some of our forged ZTF wheels. So, yeah. If it's 10, 15, 20 grand, if you're gonna like keep the car stock, then that's it. But you can do better in the aftermarket, like with 034. Do you guys generally have mechanical sympathy for your test vehicles, gauging how hard I can drive my Audis? No, we do not have sympathy. In fact, our goal is to brake.
Some here have much less than others.
Yeah. Our goal here is typically to break it, and my philosophy is, and that I always preach to everyone is, if we break it, the customer doesn't have to. With that said, there are certain types of ways to stress a car, and then there's just abuse. But I on Friday, leaving the office, broke one of our parts, quote unquote, driving aggressively and loading up this particular component. So it happens all the time. Our goal as people who test these products is to stress the parts in the way that that if they fail, it informs us on how to improve that part, or make it more reliable or durable, or make it do the thing that it's meant to do that it's not necessarily doing right now. If you want to go, I don't know, do really hard launches and do clutch drops and things like that, something will break eventually. But as far as like tacking out the motor, revving to red line, bouncing off the rev limiter, sliding the car, driving the car fast and aggressively, no, you can do that as hard as you want. Again, with the caveat that things will wear out faster, you'll go through tires faster, brakes, whatever. But we do stress the parts very hard. And that's in particular why we go to the track.
We're on track.
We can stress the car much harder on track than we ever can on the street, especially thermally, especially with lateral loads. If our car can hit 1.2 Gs with all of our parts on it, it's really hard to do that on the street. You might get lucky on a freeway on ramp or something, here and there. So. Someone's Simon Loriro 86 asks, when will the Black Friday sales happen? Well, you're in luck. It started this morning, and it is currently going. And also, thank you for not having your screen name end in a 6.7. Appreciate that.
Yeah, check your email too, because apparently lots of people got blasted that we had a sale going on.
You may have 6 or 10 emails.
It might have gotten chucked right into your spam folder if that's the case.
And if so, you're welcome. Marshal Roll says that I'm a heathen. Well, hey, my car didn't get hit by lightning and catch on fire, so I appreciate that.
Too soon?
Yeah, maybe too soon, probably. I don't think I got hit by lightning, though. Hey, he's going to build it bigger and better, I'm sure.
Always.
We're going to help. Thoughts on the TT850? Sorry if previously covered. No, not covered. The TTE850 is a new turbo being released, apparently, by TTE. We have been helping TTE test it and validate it for some time, and it's now going to be offered. It hasn't been released yet, as far as I know, but we're awaiting purchasing information on that. But they have trickled a few out to other kind of influencers and testers. I believe David Mushienko has one. Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's running one with our tune.
Yep.
We have not published our official data about it or released a tune for it yet, although we do have calibrations for it. It's definitely bigger. It's laggier. Mm-hmm. It's a much more efficient setup. So exhaust manifold pressure is lower. Back pressure is lower. Just the stress and EGTs are going to be lower. Should be a more efficient turbo that can produce a little bit more power. I mean, TT is rating it for an extra 40 horsepower over the 810. However, there is substantial lag.
So, there's a chunk more lag.
Yeah, if you have an 810, I wouldn't necessarily run out and switch to this. You may be a little disappointed at the loss of mid-range and lag power. The onset of power due to the lag. But we will release more information over the next few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. TT's kind of jumping the gun, putting information out there about it already. It's not even a production thing yet. So
somebody's asking too, do you need to change internals for the 850? We haven't seen that. We're not running any more torque on it. It's not.
No, it's actually probably better suited to the stock block, just because it spools up so much later and it reduces that torque peak, which is what's really damaging to these motors.
Yep.
And then the main issue these motors is this piston skirt issue. But yeah. I have a B9.4 and feel like I'm always wanting a bit more power-wise, but I really like the car. Would you look at a more powerful car or wait for future Stage 3 options?
Are you tuned?
Sounds like he's got to be.
I don't know.
Because he's talking about waiting for Stage 3, so we can assume he's at least Stage 1.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, hopefully you're at least Stage 1 or Stage 2, and then the Stage 3 is going to be a great option. It's not going to make it into a Stage 1 B9 S4, but it's a it's up to you.
If you have E85 available and do our fueling upgrade stuff, that's pretty transformative as well. That's a big jump from 91, 93 coils.
The A4 is really nice from kind of a lightness of handling. The car does feel lighter over the front axle. The DSG is really nice. You get to have a DSG in that car as opposed to the ZF8. So there's some benefits to keeping the A4, but it's never gonna be a B9 S4. Just that displacement is
no replacement.
You're not gonna be able to replace that. So. Oh god, I'm getting blown up.
It's not mine. No, it's Marshall hitting you.
Yeah.
In your DMs.
Yeah. Oh, sounds like Marshall has a replacement vehicle. Congrats. Very exciting.
Yep.
Are you working on an oil catch can for the AY RS3? I believe we are working on repurposing our current DAZA oil catch can for the AY RS3. We don't have one released, do we? Okay. Yeah, it's in development. I think there's a few small differences. Tackle number 1 there.
Oh, let me see what we got. I was catching up on some of those. 21 S4, Stage 1 ECU, Stage 2 TCU, plus front res X delete. Don't get burbles when downshifting in dynamic mode. And suggestions on what can help get more burbles. My friend is a 22 SQ5 in stock and has burbles and downshift. If it's just from like a light cruise and then a downshift, that I'm trying to remember on all the combos and that I believe should. And then there's this on, somebody was asking 91 versus 93. Tune burble comparison, is there a difference? There's a little bit, but not much. The ignition timing requested on the downshift or the crackle overrun, the sound tuning maps are the same between 91 and 93 for that. So that should sound pretty much identical. As for why you may not be getting it on a downshift, if your EGTs are at a point where it's going to limit that, like say after like a hard acceleration pull and then you try and crack a downshift, that will generally disable the crackle overrun. That's going to be one of the earliest cutoffs we've got. If it's like a just really light load cruise and then a downshift and it's not doing it, let us know. We may want to take a look at that and see if we can suss out why it's not allowing it on that.
It's like looks like there's a lot of duplicates. I tried to identify some of them. I mean, yeah, we don't need to be both. Everyone doesn't need to be doing it. Best process for switching to E85 on B9 S4 without ethanol content sensor and just an ethanol test kit. How long should I wait to flash the ethanol tune?
We normally like the sensors for this very reason. I mean, you can drive it for a while, and then you can. I mean, if you want to, if you want to have some sort of indicator, you can wait till you get a check engine light for your fuel trims being off. That's one way to know you've now got E85 up in the up in the rails. You can watch fuel trims in the SPI app. You'll start seeing them trend positive quite a bit as your ethanol blend comes up and up at the injectors. Something like that. But outside of that, it's kind of a varied amount of time depending on driving conditions and load and temperatures and all that until it's going to have ethanol up at the rails. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the switch immediately. Just stay off wide open throttle. If you're concerned about it, get a content sensor. You can mount it. Mount the.
They're super easy to install. Yeah.
The fuelets are on your phone.
Yep.
If you get one with a gauge, you can stick in your glove box or something. But then you'll be able to see, and then you can go wide open throttle once you see the change. Either way, you know, on one or the other, you're going to have to switch at some point. Also, if you fill it up with E85 but stay on the gas tune, your fuel trims are going to be unhappy as well. So what I would say is get your content sensor analyzer installed. Go to the gas station, fill up with E85, switch to the E5 tune, drive until you see the contents get up to at least E60, E65, and then you can start driving it however you want. And that should usually be within 5 minutes or so. Is there any warranty cover on your tunes? Absolutely. We do offer a standard warranty, which is listed on our website. And just like with all our products, we stand behind our products. If we believe that any of our products have ever failed prematurely or haven't lasted in the way that we believe they should, or have a failure that's out of the ordinary, then we stand behind our products, or we'll definitely stand behind you and help you through it. But yes, our tunes are covered by basic warranty. Keep in mind, the tunes don't go bad. So like the code on your ECU is not going to just like get corrupt one day or something. But our goal is that the tune is safe and would never hurt your vehicle in any way. And so we do. It's a case-by-case basis, but we do stand behind our products. Does the CREC engine need to be shaved or modified in order to fit a 207mm pulley? As far as I know, all applications do. There's a nub that has to be ground off.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty select few that can get away without it. But
yeah, in general, I would
assume you're going to have to do a little bit of clearancing.
That's right. In your last live, you guys said you had some exciting updates for us today. Yeah, so we announced the Black Friday sale. That's very exciting. We have one additional announcement is that we will soon be releasing some new colors for our ZTF forged wheels. So that's very exciting. Up till now, we've only ever offered our anthracite in our forged wheels. So we will be adding, I believe, 3 more colors to anthracite. And then we have some new TCU file variants coming for B9.5.
Yep, those will be up imminently.
Yeah, so stay tuned for some exciting TCU update information that we will be releasing. You can follow our social media, or we'll probably be sending some emails about it as well.
Yep.
A lot of questions.
I got a pile of questions here.
I have a 2016 S5 CREC. I want to do a dual pulley ratio ECU and TCU Stage 2. Do I need to get rid of my cats and need a heat exchanger? I'm based in the UK.
Heat exchanger, yes, for sure. The cats, no. You don't. Those are not a requirement to go to.
On CREC, no. You can keep your cats. That's right. Yeah. So you
on any of our 3-liter supercharged tunes, we have
right.
stock catalyst files for all those.
The factory cats actually flow plenty for those.
Yep.
But the heat exchanger is required.
Yep.
I just bought a 2013 Audi S4 B8.5. I want to make a reliable 500 horsepower. Any chance you guys can help out in the right direction with parts and a great tune? Yes.
we have things for you.
There's literally no better place to go.
Yeah, I mean, our go through our catalog for your car. We've got everything: intakes, heat exchangers, tunes, fueling parts you'll need. That's a pretty turnkey setup for that.
Yep. And everything's on sale right now. So
now's a good time.
Yep, very good time. How come you guys don't have a stage 3 file for the RS3 TTRS DAZA? Any plans to add one?
Yeah, which stage 3 file would you like for which turbo?
Yeah, well, we don't offer any.
Yeah, we don't have one, but
we got to a point with that platform where we felt that we had kind of gone far enough, and our stage 1 and 2 files make the cars incredibly fast and fun and reliable.
I mean, stage 2 E85 is like, that's a really good place to be on a DAZA car for 99.9% of the population out there.
I drove a number of stage 3 cars, including a few different IROS kits, and I felt like they were laggy, and really the car kind of lost that character of being able to apply throttle and get power pretty much whenever you want it. So we just didn't really feel like any of the stage 3 products made the cars better than where they were on stage 285, and that's like a 10-second car already.
And beyond that power level, it got to the point where we felt you really needed to get into the motor and start doing some more, much more involved builds than just like an off-the-shelf stage 3 setup.
Yeah, so there's the IROS is doing that stuff. JDY, Unitronic has some stuff. But yeah, no, we won't be doing a stage 3 just because that's such a really nice driver's car, and on stage 2 E85 it's just a riot. The TTRS in particular is just a weapon at that stage. So yeah, no, I think if you want to drag race and you want to go low 9s or something, then some of those bigger kits, but on track I don't believe they would be any faster,
like road course stuff.
On a road course or a mountain road or a canyon or anything like that. Yep. Is there any way you can take out the cats from an S5 B8.5 without cutting them?
Use the bolts.
Yeah, no, we don't. We're not in the business of helping people destroy their cats.
Never had to cut or never have cut one.
Yeah.
Take off the nuts that are in the way and the parts that are in the way, and they'll come out.
If I purchase some of your products, where should I install them? Do you guys have cooperating mechanic shops near Los Angeles? Where can I find information about these shops? Yes, so you can go to our website, go to the very bottom of the homepage, and click on Dealer Locator. You will find a network of 034 sales and installation shops. But in any shop that does mechanic work can install our parts. In general, if you go to a shop that's not familiar with aftermarket parts, they're probably gonna create a bunch of problems that don't need to exist. Typically, we see these mechanics. If it's not an OE procedure, they're not sure how to do it, then they blame the parts. So, I think we have good coverage in Los Angeles area, so check that out first. But if you have a good mechanic who can install parts, all of our parts install pretty much like factory. We have installation instructions for most everything we sell, so let us know if we can help. Planning on getting stage 1 for my S4, only 40,000 miles. I'm excited. Congrats, you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I have a stage 2 plus B8.5 S4, and my car has a misfire on cylinder 6 and also a code for height cylinder 6. Any ideas why?
You're gonna have to diagnose.
Could be anything. A bunch of things.
Yeah, a bunch of things. Cylinder 6. I mean, could be intercooler leaks. Those are that's certainly one of the symptoms. Injectors could be coil plug related. It's impossible to know. There's a whole mountain of reasons it could be misfiring. You have to get in there and get some diagnostics going.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different reasons. Have you seen piston skirt issues in-house? What's your take? Well, if you haven't seen our white paper, go read that. It's in the 034 Motorsport blog. I don't believe any of our
None of our
official development cars
dev cars have had any issues.
but we've had plenty of customers, local customers, and even an employee have the issue.
Yeah, a couple of employee cars now at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, our in-house cars have been okay for what it's worth. But it's a widespread issue. We pretty much broke the news to the world earlier, and then
We certainly let people know what was.
and then Audi came out with an official statement months later. But that's our our take is that it is a defect with the factory pistons. We explain why in the white paper.
Yeah,
Why it's happening.
there was some more. I saw some more updates too coming out about how they were tracking the potential affected cars, and there were now part numbers broken out with two different sources of pistons and the actual source of that piston.
Yeah, it's just
within Audi.
there's
So
there's no way to know what your car.
But
has,
what you don't have a good way of knowing what's in there for sure.
It's also tough to identify which pistons are what.
Yep.
The pistons that we've analyzed they're not identified as being some other brand.
Right. Right.
It's just an Audi piston, so. Yeah, it's maybe there'll be more information about that as time goes on. Do you guys outsource any production 3D printed parts? Would love to send some PA12 Nylon samples.
Nylon.
I'm also an MQB guy, if that helps.
Nice.
We don't do a lot of outsourced
Not a lot.
production.
It depends on the part. Most of the stuff we have access to. I mean, we have a handful of printers and 3D printing resources in house here, including nylon printing. We do.
We used to do more with some connectors
Outsourcing
and stuff.
Yeah.
We would have manufacture 3D print parts manufactured.
Yeah, it'd be more of a rapid manufacture situation.
Yeah, but we try to avoid that whenever possible because 3D printed parts are expensive.
Yes.
So yeah, we generally will move to injection mold those or make them out of aluminum or something, whatever we can do.
Yep.
How does one change SPI boost metric from bar to PSI?
In the
Yeah,
settings.
just in the settings.
Yep. There are options in there to change your unit of measurements.
If you haven't gone and looked in the settings, you should give that a try. If my car is currently on 034 purchasing the cable, will it identify it on the server or must the client go to the purchasing dealer?
It will identify your car just fine. If you have already purchased the product, I guess I'd need to know how you purchased your product. But generally, if it's purchased through us, we will add credits to your account on the server, and you plug in any 034 SPI dongle to it, and it'll ID it and let you apply whatever products you've purchased.
Well, what's Frozen Drew says, "What's up, guys? I actually brought my SQ5 to the Bay Area yesterday from LA. Was looking to stop by and say what's up."
Well,
Yeah, you're welcome to stop by our service department. That's open to the public. Our manufacturing side is not, but if you want to shoot an email to social@034motorsport.com, we can set up appointments for that or give you a tour or something like that. So give that a try. Or if someone from marketing wants to reach out. Hey guys, looking at installing your race cats on a 2021 Audi RS6, do you have a Stage 2 tune which supports those downpipes? We do not have that tune released yet, but we will be releasing some tunes in the not too far off future.
Yep.
So keep your eyes out for that. Last week I ran my best 100 to 200 in 6.7 seconds on TTA10 with the 93 fuel tune. Tune is great and mega fast.
Awesome.
That's quick. I'm glad you're having fun with it.
Sorry guys, we got a lot of questions.
Yeah, I was on the app yesterday and noticed the dev file for my CREC. This is something I should stay away from, correct?
If you don't know what it is, then yeah, I'll have to see what file would be listed there. Generally, unless it's probably a filtering issue that was a little too open. Look.
You looking right now?
I'll look at it. Yeah.
So it says, why has 0 through 4 been stepped on so much as far as B8.5 reliability with your guys' tune? Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I talk about this pretty regularly where people ask about this. The reality is we have the most reliable tune on the market. And if you can find anyone out there who can claim they've had reliability problems with our tune, we'd love to hear about it. But I think for our competitors like Jackal, who actually have a very unreliable tune, which we identify in our fact check video on our YouTube channel, where we break down their tune and identify all the safety features they've disabled. It's kind of their only strategy to come at us. And it's kind of a popular thing you see even in politics nowadays, where you kind of deflect with your problem, but you put your problem on someone else. So if you want to attack the company that has the most reliable tune on the market, and you don't have a reliable tune yourself, and you don't have a better product yourself, then you attack that company and say that their tune is in fact unreliable, with no evidence. But you don't need a lot of evidence these days. You just keep repeating it, and you have all your trolls repeat it, and then it's just a whole thing of like, there's hundreds of people saying 034 is unreliable, saying hashtag blow34, all this stuff, and it just becomes a thing to the point where someone like you, is probably a reasonable, level-headed person, has to ask, like, what's going on?
Yeah, I haven't seen a 3-liter supercharged support ticket come through into our level 2, which is where, like, you know, the anything outside of like a log review or a super simple question floats up to our level 2 support, and then all the calibrators and whatnot have eyes on it. I haven't seen a B8 or a 3-liter supercharged, you know, ticket come through in a very long time that was anything outside of a, you know, a very normal, hardware related support case.
Yeah, there is no reliability issue with our tunes, but if you can get, you know, a bunch of your buddies and, you know, brand ambassador trolls to just keep repeating it over and over again, then people start to question it. So you'll notice they have no facts, they have no information. Unlike our fact check video where we broke down factually with data and evidence showing the issues with their tune, they've never been able to do that for our tune. So actually, their tune has become slightly more reliable thanks to our feedback.
That's what we heard anyway.
Our video, yeah, that's what
we
keep hearing. But our video, in fact, gave them a blueprint of all the things that they can do to fix their tune. And so, anyways, that's why you're hearing about it. It's a strategy to discredit us so that they can have a place in the market. So yeah, fun stuff. Any chance of a 97 RON map for B9S4, 98 or 99 RON not available in Northern Ireland, and don't like the idea of octane boosters?
Okay, hold on. I was poking around other stuff.
I'm not familiar enough.
Chance of running 97 RON? No, probably not. I would say that it would be our 91 octane file, because that's going to be a 95 RON typically. Again, all of our octane stuff is based on the anti-knock index. So you would need to correlate to whatever your regional fuels octane ratings are in. But yeah, it would likely be our 91 octane file. We run into similar stuff here in the States, where some states will get a 92 file and we have 91 and 93 octane calibrations. We require them to run the 91 octane file.
Can you detail your selection of titanium and stainless for the CREC clutch lead and not the aluminum? Yeah, we didn't feel that the aluminum was strong enough to withhold those forces potentially. And we were actually able to do titanium for cheaper than kind of the aluminum version that would be the strongest, highest tensile strength aluminum alloy. So we have those two options. Honestly, all you need is the steel one. the amount of weight that's reduced from titanium or aluminum is not substantial enough to matter or notice.
Bro, it's titanium. Come on.
But yeah, if you want to pay the difference for the titanium, definitely go for it, and it is lighter. The steel is cheap and affordable and does the job really, really well. Question: when does Nick Merck get a free SVJ for being the GOAT? Okay, we got to take away Nick's editing access to this document.
Yep.
Nick is great. Not SVJ great. I don't even have an SVJ, but yeah. Nice try, Nick. Should running Bosch spark plugs be good to run with a stage 2 B7A4?
There's a lot of Bosch spark plugs out there. There's a lot of plugs that won't fit and won't work. But I mean, if it's the right heat range, if it's the right plug model for your car, of course you can run it just fine. Just make sure it is the correct plug for your application.
Can you comment on your silicone boost hose kit versus a complete boost hose upgrade for an EA888.3? I think our silicone boost hose kit is just for the intercooler hoses. And those are kind of the pressurized hoses that would need an upgrade the most. We didn't go any further than a lot of the other factory hoses looked fine to us, so we didn't bother with those. Okay, I think we're just about out of time.
Yep.
Anything? One last one we want to jump on?
Let's see. Oh my gosh, my document keeps going away here. Somebody's asking again if the SPI app will ever be available on the CarPlay, iOS CarPlay. Potentially, but it won't be the same app you see on the phone at this point. There's limitations in what CarPlay and Android Auto will even allow you to display. It's not like all the app developers have chosen to only display a couple of things on there.
Right.
It's a very reduced set of controls that they will let you do, and it's a much slower update rate. So it'll be, potentially some data shown. You can check fault codes or textual data is generally okay, but live gauges and stuff like that would be way cool, are a little trickier on there.
Someone's asking about custom tuning for local people. We do not do custom tuning. All of our extensive and world-class engineering resources are dedicated to creating and supporting our tuning products that we sell.
They followed up saying they needed a 91 stage 2 tune. That is generally, if that's something of that nature, it would be an off-the-shelf configuration that we've spent hundreds and thousands of hours on.
Right. All right. Well, I think we're out of time. Thanks for joining us today, everybody, and hope you guys can take advantage of our sale.
Sorry if we spammed you, I guess, with lots of notifications about that sale.
Yeah, but at least you know.
Now you know.
All right. Cheers. See you guys next week.
Take care.